Hi. So today we'll be doing a product mock for Smell Teleportation API using Tuftung AI. So let me just join the scenario. It's a product management interview, and we'll see AI conducting an interview.
Thanks for coming in today. I'm excited to work through a product design case with you. Google's research team has developed a groundbreaking smell teleportation API. This technology can capture smells at one location and recreate them at another location. The API works by analyzing the molecular composition of scents and transmitting this data to a receiving device that can synthesize the exact smell. How would you design a product using this API?
Yeah,
There's no single correct answer here. I'm interested in your thinking process and how you approach the problem. Feel free to take this in whatever direction makes sense to you.
that sounds good. Pretty interesting question. So I have a couple of clarifying questions before I get started. So one is that you mentioned that these are two devices. So how heavy are these devices and how costly are they between which this teleportation of smell happens?
Devices are roughly smartphone sized. The sender device costs around $500, the receiver device $800, and a combined unit is $1,200. The API pricing is 0.1 cents per smell transfer, with bulk pricing available. There's also a $50 per month fee for the standard scent cartridge package.
Interesting. And what is the sort of geofence aspect of this smell? Like if I send from this device to this, to how many meters can someone smell that on the other end?
The technology works globally with an internet connection, and there's a 2 to 3 second latency. The scent can be recreated anywhere the receiver device is located.
And so the recreated smell, like how far someone has to be there to smell it, like how intense it is.
The intensity of the smell is designed to be realistic, similar to experiencing the scent in person. The range depends on the environment and the specific smell, but it's intended to be noticeable within a typical room size.
Got it. That's super helpful. Can I
What
take
else?
a minute to jot down my thoughts on how I should approach it?
Absolutely. Take a minute to gather your thoughts. Let me know when you're ready to proceed. Also, just so you know, I've set a timer for 1 minute.
Okay, I just had one question before I take some more time, which is given it's Google, and I think one of the aspect is in all the research projects that we have done over the years, we generally take a small space where we want to validate the idea. So in that context, like what is the goal of this? Is it like, let's take, we want to invest in 2, 3 years and prove that it works in certain market and expand from there? Or our goal is right away, like get users using it and make revenue?
That's a great question. The goal is initially to focus on adoption and user engagement. We want to see how users interact with the technology and find the most valuable use cases. Monetization will be considered later as we understand the market better. We're looking to launch an MVP in 12 to 18 months.
Okay, sounds good. I'll just take 30 seconds now.
All right, sounds good. Just let me know when you're ready. Also, the timer for 1 minute has now completed.
Okay, I just need 30 seconds more.
No problem. Take your time. Just let me know when you're ready.
So I could think of three segments here to target. The first one, of course, is directly to consumers. And here I think one sort of interesting segment is families who are separated. So for example, I was in a long distance relationship where I was in US, my girlfriend and family was in India. And we wanted to recreate certain memories, like when you were eating food together, at least the sense of smell or past memories that get triggered. So that was pretty interesting. That is one use sort of segment. The second segment that I can think of is all these QSR and big brands like McDonald's, Wendy's, and other, like they are a good partner of Google in Google Cloud where I worked, and they do spend a lot on marketing, but it's getting really hard to stand out. And some sort of using a smell to recreate the experience, maybe the aspect of making the food more appealing or reaching to user in more realistic way. That I think is an interesting segment, and it's a pretty large segment which will be okay to pay even right away. And the third segment that I think here is sort of hospitals or medical industry, because a lot of time your how things smell could be an interesting thing into about disease and all. For example, like a lot of animals and all can smell and say that something is wrong. So I think there could be some aspect of research that we can do through the hospitals and medical industry to figure out some use cases there. So these are the three sort of segment that I can think of.
Those are some interesting segments. Let's delve a bit deeper into the first one, long distance families and relationships. Can you tell me more about the specific problems they face related to the lack of smell in their interactions?
Okay, so unless you want me to go in that direction, what I felt was the second one is more interesting. That is the B2B for McDonald's and other, because it's an established large segment. And I think because these are businesses, they have deep understanding of their customer, and we can directly offer them APIs and all and help build interesting experiences to get more customers for them. What do you think?
That's an interesting perspective. Focusing on B2B with large brands could be a strong market entry strategy. Can you elaborate on the specific problems these businesses face that the Smell Teleportation API could solve?
Sure. Can I take 30 seconds to think through the problems that they face?
Take your time. I've set another timer for 30 seconds. Let me know when you're ready to share your thoughts.
So I could think of three sort of problem statement for this industry. The first one is sort of directly related to their business. Like one of the main aspect of the business is
Okay, tell
any.
me about the first problem.
Yeah, so anytime we offer something to sell that can drive the revenue is very interesting. And one of the way to drive revenue is advertising. And if you create a really realistic experience of your food, so let's say something comes, a station or where you could really experience the food with the smell and all, and because the cost is really low, that would be a real advertisement where people are given real trial experience. Like one of the things like why mobile apps trial experience works, that you get the trial experience of the real product. But you don't get that in McD, right? You just see a photo and you have to believe that this is how the burger should taste like. You are not getting one bite and then asked for more money. So I think that sort of realistic experience, this smell technology can help crack, is the first problem I think that we can focus on. The second one I think is the drive-in experience. So in a lot of these large brands, they cater a lot to drive-in traffic. And whenever I have been in this drive-in lane, it's very boring and you have to wait and you don't know like what kind of food you will get. So giving some sort of like smell-based experience there could be really interesting. That would be engaging and also will prepare people on how to order or what to order, help them decide. The third thing I think is the quality check aspect. Because of these large brands that are distributed globally, you need to have quality controls. And today, maybe you are using some camera technology or someone in your manager and other are keeping a tab of the standards. But what if we capture the smell and send it to a central department, which then does some or sent to some place which does on cloud analysis of whether the quality of food is right or not. You can even have a edge
Let me
compute.
continue where we left off. So you were mentioning the potential for quality control within large brands using this Smell Teleportation API. Can you explain how that would work and what benefits that provides?
Yeah, so the quality control aspect is that in the large brands, it's very tough for the managers to keep tab of what's happening, and really tough for central team, in fact, to do that. So what if we could teleport the smells and then do some computation to understand the quality of the food? And that we can do either centrally or with the edge compute. So that way we can do quality
I
control.
understand. So the idea is to use the Smell Teleportation API to remotely monitor the quality of food products across different locations. By capturing and analyzing the smells, brands can ensure consistency and maintain their standards. That's a fascinating application for quality control. Are there any other B2B use cases you can think of?
So these are the three problems that sort of we brainstormed. Now I want to take 10 seconds to just think through which one I want to prioritize between. First one was advertising, second one was drive-in experience, and third was quality check-in. So I think the first one, the advertising one, is the most sort of interesting one here because of a couple of reasons. A, it's directly driving the revenue for the businesses, so they will be more willing to pay here. The second aspect here is that it's also very unique in terms that even in drive-in experience, maybe you can just take the food and help them smell or give some other form of entertainment. I think the quality check is interesting, but this sort of a cost control aspect, it's not
I
directly
think that's a great choice.
impacting the revenue.
Focusing on advertising and creating immersive advertising then.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on how the Smell Teleportation API could be used to create more effective advertising campaigns?
Yeah, just give me 30 seconds to brainstorm and give you the features. Okay, so I'm now ready to discuss the ideas. Yeah, so the first idea that I have is very simple, that is of mobile kiosk. So at several high footfall places like malls, tourist locations, we can have kiosk where people can come and do the smell trial of different food items, and whatever they like, they could just order right then and there.
Great. Yeah, so the idea is to have mobile kiosks with smell technology that can be placed in different locations, like malls or other public spaces, to offer immersive advertising experiences.
That is true. And the second one is like P2P campaigns we can run. For example, people who like certain food items can create an experience which can be stored in the cloud and can be shared. And you can download that experience and take to the regional kiosk or regional McD.
Makes sense.
And get that smell or food.
And try out different food items to entice customers and create a memorable experience.
That is true.
That's a creative way to leverage the Smell Teleportation API.
And the third thing I think is could be we can run some nostalgic campaigns. So like people associate McD with some 1980s breakfast or kids experience and sort of some special meals that came. So McD could run campaign for these exotic food items or sort of nostalgic items that were in the past but not today. Maybe the Coke of older generation and all. And people could experience that, and that could lead to more footfalls to the location. That's it. Thank you so much.